That's right, guys. It's Luke and Lewis on the Fox. We're back when we're ready to check it out. Check it out.
People haven't been checked us out for 2 weeks now because we weren't here last week because you went on a cruise, Loose.
Loose.
Oh.
Oh.
I just got. Sorry, guys. His name's Lewis.
Yeah.
Not Loose.
So I got pretty loose on the cruise.
I haven't seen you in so long. I mean, who are you, man? Introduce yourself.
Well, my name's Loose.
Oh.
I just got back from a cruise, and
Was it a loose cruise?
yes, it was. We're going
Sorry.
to talk about it later.
His name's Lewis.
Yes.
My name is Luke.
Yes.
I combined our names, added a plural. I'm not sure what I did there, but it was a mistake and it won't happen again.
Well, we're going to be talking about my cruise. Also, you've got some Celeb Spots stories coming up, Luke.
Yeah.
Brilliant. All right. Well, we're going to talk about that, and we also have a tandem bike. Finally,
We've got the Tandem Bike in the studio. For those who are new to the show, we'll update you later on. But essentially, this is the biggest news that's happened in the show, at least in the last 40 to 60 minutes. So
and we're going to be talking
in.
about it after this. Guys, Amy Shark said hi, just letting you know. She wanted us to tell them all, so
Yeah,
that's what we're doing.
We're doing our bit. So if you're in the car right now, please lean over to the person next to you, kindly whisper in the ear, "Hey, Amy Shark says hi." Pass it on.
Yeah, just tell them all.
Instead
All
of Chinese whispers, shark whispers. Get it going, spread the word.
Or
tell 'em
shark
all.
yelling, depending
Yeah.
on your preference for decibel usage.
Yep.
Luke, I just got back from a cruise.
Obviously, we all have one, a preference of decibel usage.
Yes. Mine's a medium tone, about
Yeah.
what we are at now.
Mm.
And I want to use this tone to talk about a cruise that I
Okay.
just went on. I just got back from a cruise. I went on a 10-day cruise with my
I'm
girlfriend.
loving this tone. I think it's also my preference.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Radio Mike, your preference for tone?
I could be a bit quieter, but I'm enjoying
Yeah, maybe
Oh,
just...
sorry! Oh, was that too loud?
That was all right. That's
Sorry, it
okay.
won't happen again.
Guys,
Sorry.
I'm trying to
Guys,
talk...
also Amy Shark says hi.
Thanks, man. I'm trying to talk about my cruise, all right? I went on a 10-day cruise, and I was issued a challenge by a listener who called in, because I don't drink,
Yeah.
right? Which is something pretty
Or-
much
or
is the
gamble.
only... I don't drink or gamble, and those are the only two things to do on the cruise.
It's the only thing on the brochure.
Yeah, so I asked the listeners, what should I do on a cruise as a sober man who doesn't gamble? And this is the suggestion that I was given by Vesna.
5 cruises. What keeps you coming back?
Stealing pens.
Stealing pens. What's your record?
36.
That's a lot of pens.
How long was the cruise?
10 days.
10 days,
Okay.
36 pens.
Do you reckon?
You're looking at 3.6 pens a day.
Do you reckon me and my girlfriend could smash your record across the 10 days?
Try it.
All
Give it a
right.
go. I think you can beat
Yeah.
36 pens.
All right. You know what? I'm on a winning streak. I guarantee that I'm going to steal at least 37 pens.
Guaranteed it.
I did. I made a big call. I made a lot of guarantees on this show, and all of them have paid off.
Lewis loves a guarantee, and honestly, it isn't going too bad on this show. You guarantee a lot of things in the excitement on air. Guarantee this, guarantee that.
Yep.
Very rarely do they pay off, but recently you've been on a hot streak
Yes,
of,
I have.
I guess, guarantees that have come through.
Yeah.
Now,
listening to Vesna talk about how many cruises she's been on 5 cruises, and she's stolen 37 pens. I just looked up the average price of like a pack of pens. Cost about $10,000 to go on 5 cruises. She could go home with about 30,000 pens,
yeah,
but she's only walked away with 36.
right. So
Not
she
much of a
hasn't
bargain.
paid for a cruise in pens.
No,
That
she
would be
hasn't.
unlikely, though, to have that many pens on the boat.
Yeah.
Now, I guess what we're all wondering, and what I've been eager to know, we haven't talked about this.
No.
I just knew you were going on the boat with a mission to steal more than 36 pens.
Mhm.
Or was it 37?
I wanted to steal 37
Yeah,
pens.
so to beat her record of 36.
Yes.
How did you go?
Luke, I came back with 0 pens.
What happened?
And I tried
Did you
the
forget?
whole 10 days. No, the moment I got on the ship, I was looking for pens. No one had pens. None of the staff were carrying pens because I don't think they don't need to write anything down.
But there's trivia nights.
I didn't go to them.
Oh, so you didn't try that hard.
Well,
you
I don't
didn't
want to hang out with other people on a cruise.
Yeah, but you
I just want
didn't-
to steal pens.
Yeah, but you didn't put yourself in a pen stealing situation. You didn't go to craft tables.
I would have had to go on to 37 trivia nights.
Yeah, that's like.
I
pretty
don't know
much-
that
that's-
many answers.
You don't have to know the answers. You're there to steal pens. That's like the guys from Ocean's 11 going like, "Oh, we want to steal some money, but I'm not going to the casino." Like,
Well, yeah, I thought that the staff would just be carrying them, but I was targeting food areas, like all the restaurants or everything. But those staff members just have amazing memories. They don't write anything down.
right.
I mean, they got a lot of
You
stuff wrong.
seriously couldn't find one pen. You
Not a-
had a penless 10 days.
No, I
Were there
didn't find-
pencils?
No, there was nothing. I don't know what. No one was doing any kind of writing.
So a cruise ship's like an international space station.
Yeah.
There's just no pens up there.
Well, that's what we've learned. So, well, maybe I should just go on 6 more cruises. Maybe that's the secret. Maybe she
No.
worked her way up to 37
I
pence.
think, you know what it is? I think what we've discovered here is situations that pens are most commonly used in are in social situations where you might have to write something down, pass it to a friend. You chose not to be involved in any of those social activities.
Yeah.
Vesna's clearly a lot more social than you are on a
Yes.
cruise. And not only have you failed this pen challenge, but you've failed being a good,
Yeah, I've walked
human.
away with no mates too.
yeah.
No mates and no pens.
Did you at least make 37 friends? No.
No, I didn't. No. But I did spend $2,000.
Did you?
Yeah.
What?
Expensive cruise.
Like, as in you spent $2,000 to go on the cruise, or
To go
then
on
once
the cruise.
you were on the boat?
I didn't spend any money on the boat.
What did you do?
I just read a couple books. And looked for pens.
That sounds like the worst cruise ever.
It was. We're talking about celeb spots.
Lewis, Celeb Spots is a thing we've discussed in the past on the show. We love a celeb spot because obviously we get excited. Who doesn't get excited when you see a celeb out in the wild? Now, we're not talking about, we've seen a celebrity perhaps walking down the corridor here at the radio station.
No.
Doesn't count because that's a place where you expect to find celebs. They're doing press, they're promoting things.
It's a celebrity's natural habitat.
It's a
What
celeb
we
zone.
really want is like a celebrity in an obscure place doing something that you wouldn't expect them to do.
Doing something unorthodox. We've had a few sent in to our email, which is lukeandlewis5@gmail.com if you want to contact the show anytime. We've had a few sent in since the last time we did this.
Yep.
The best one, or one of my favourites, was a bloke saw, I think his name was Jeremy. He saw Jeff the Wiggle at Aldi
Was he
shopping.
wiggling?
He
Oh,
was
shopping.
not wiggling.
Right.
That's the thing, because you expect a wiggle to wiggle if he was, wiggling his little hands around. It's like, okay, cool. That's what you expect Jeff the
Yeah.
Wiggle to do.
But if you saw Jeff the Wiggle in
But,
Aldi planking, I mean, that'd be insane.
yeah, even shopping for potatoes. You're like, he never does that on the show.
I know. They don't have a song about that. They got a
No.
song about mashing them, but buying
Not
them,
shopping.
I don't think that's in their
Shopping
catalogue.
for potatoes. It's not a song. It's not going to be a hit.
No, and they probably wouldn't do it at Aldi. I
So
think
that-
they've got a bigger budget than
That's
that.
an example of a celeb spot that we've got sent in. I had a ripper last weekend in Sydney.
Oh, great.
So we usually judge celeb spots in 3 categories. It's
Yeah.
the status of the celebrity, so it's an A-lister or, a B-lister, the location of the spot, where were you at the time, and what this celebrity was doing.
The obscurer, the better. And you know what? If you guys want to call us, if you have a celeb spot, 131060, give us a ring.
Yep.
Let us know your celeb spot.
My one, I was sitting outside a cafe with 3 friends of mine. My girlfriend, my friend Joseph, and my friend Frenchie. Right, we're out at the outside area of a cafe, and we had just been talking about Jurassic Park at the time of the celeb spot.
Did you spot a dinosaur?
That would be good. No, it wasn't a Brachiosaurus walking down Surrey Hills.
Bummer.
It was. So it just so happened that we happened to be discussing Jurassic Park at the time, and one of my mates, Joseph, goes, "Oh my God, look, it's Sam Neill." And I thought he was joking because I was like, "Oh, we're talking about Jurassic Park. No way." And I thought he might have been doing the thing, when you spot a lookalike and you go, "Oh, look, that guy looks like Harrison Ford" or whatever, and it's just a guy with grey hair. You're like, "Oh yeah, I guess."
Yeah.
We turn around and it's Sam Neill.
The real Sam.
The real Sam Neill.
In your
Jurassic
cafe?
Park. No, he's walking past the cafe.
Right.
So he's with his wife, and as he's walking past, the whole cafe goes completely silent because everyone's gone, "Oh, that's Sam Neill from Jurassic Park." And he's in not just in Jurassic Park, he's been in a lot of hits, right? And as he's walking past, it's really silent, and I guess it makes Sam notices, he clocks everyone's uncomfortableness at his presence.
Yeah.
And my mate Frenchie just starts going, "Dun, dun, 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 dun."
That's so rude.
It was made for. I felt like it actually broke the uncomfortableness. It broke the ice a little bit, and Sam probably made Sam feel more comfortable.
You reckon?
We were looking at Sam like how he looks at the first time he sees a Brachiosaurus in the film. We're like, "Oh my God, that's amazing!"
So really, the theme song was kind of more for you than him.
Yeah, it was definitely to just create the moment better for us. But that was my celeb spot. I would say celeb status, boom, former A-lister. I would
Yeah.
say almost current A-lister.
Yeah.
Sam
I mean,
Neill.
that's just about as good as you can get, really, with
Yeah.
a celeb in Sydney.
Yes. Location, I guess it's not great. He's just
It's
walking
on
down
the street. People walk down the street
What
all
he
the
was
time.
doing, he was just kind of walking down the street with his wife, so it wasn't that crazy. But that's why I thought I'd open up the phones to see if people can beat our celeb spots.
Yeah, so give us a call, 131060. What are your celeb spots? We'd love to hear them. Really what we're after here is a big celebrity in an obscure place doing an even more obscure thing.
That's how we judge it. We judge a celeb spot on 3 different categories. Who the celeb was, the status, the location, and what they were doing at the time. Talia, what's your celeb spot?
Guy Sebastian?
Ooh, we just heard a song
Australian
of his.
A-lister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did you spot him?
He was having lunch at a cafe in Geelong with his family.
I mean, you would expect that he also, even though he's a celebrity, he probably does still do the 3 routine meals a day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
That's not very obscure.
You happen to catch him in the middle one.
Yeah, which is not too obscure unless he ordered something obscure. Did you spot what he was eating?
No, I didn't. We got there before his food came out.
So he was waiting for lunch.
Again, very standard thing to do. Look, I'm going to give you a high mark for the celeb, but not very much marks for the activity.
And what? So, but was it in Geelong? Did you say?
Yeah.
That's strange.
That's I don't think Guy Sebastian lives in Geelong. I don't know where he lives, but I would say that's a good location. Because really, you're not expecting to find celebs in Geelong.
No.
I don't know why. It's just
You're not really expecting to find civilization there either.
Geelong's the second biggest city of Victoria, but
Yeah, I
you
know.
don't.
I'm just being rude.
Yes.
Well, thanks for calling, Talia. Dex.
I don't think that beats Sam Neill.
No, it doesn't. No,
I'm still
Dex,
reigning number 1.
What's your celeb spot?
Rod Stewart.
Rod Stewart.
Okay.
That's big.
My dad would have been thrilled at that one.
And where did you spot him?
He was at the Celtic Club in Melbourne, having a pint of Guinness at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Now, that's obscure.
That's obscure. Does he sing about Guinness at all?
I don't think so.
I think he just finished a concert and he'd come down for a quiet pint to watch his beloved Celtic.
Ah,
I
Okay.
happened to be standing next to him.
that's a pretty obscure Rod. I wouldn't have expected that. I probably wouldn't have even recognised Rod Stewart. I actually do know what he looks like, but in a passing glance, I wouldn't have probably clocked him. That's Rob Stewart.
He just would have
Rob.
looked like an old guy in a
Not
pub,
Rob.
really.
Rob Stewart's just some guy in a pub.
Well, that's pretty good. What do you think of that, Luke? Do you reckon that tops Sam Neill?
Location and activity does, not status of celebrity.
That's
I
true.
still think perhaps Sam Neill's more of a household name than Rod Stewart.
Debatable. I think it's pretty even.
Yeah, okay.
It's even with you. Ebony, welcome to the show. What's your celeb spot?
Harry Styles.
Ooh, and what
Oh,
was he
this is-
doing?
okay, this
is
beats
big.
Sam Neill.
This is A+.
Yeah. What's
Yeah,
the location?
I used to work at like a high-end day spa as a massage therapist.
Yep.
So he was coming in for a massage.
Right.
Yeah.
See,
And
I feel like that would be a fairly standard thing, not for me, but for Harry Styles, quite a
Yeah.
standard thing for him to do.
You copped
So-
a bit of a relaxed Harry. That's exciting.
Yeah.
And what was
He
he?
was really lovely. He
what-
came, like, I wasn't treating him, but like all of us were like fangirling, and he came over and gave us all hugs. It was sweet.
Oh, that's,
that's
good.
good.
I
Now-
don't generally hug my masseuse, but it's good
No,
that
just
Harry's
the rest
going the
of
extra
us
mile.
that were like fangirling, like peeping through the door.
Okay, well that seems
Okay, so
very
did you all-
unprofessional, Ebony.
And did you all get fired
No,
after this?
okay.
That's why
before
he
his
used to
massage,
work at a day
calm
spa.
down.
And I guess so. At the time, he was obviously getting a massage, yeah.
Mm.
So that's what he
Yeah.
was doing. Yeah, I would say that's definitely better than mine.
Yeah, that's better
Way
than
better
yours.
than mine. You don't expect Harry Styles to walk into your day spa.
No. And Beck, welcome to the show. What's your celeb spot?
Hi guys, love your show. I don't know if I can beat Harry Styles either, but I was working at Melbourne Airport, and as I was finishing my shift, I'm walking down. It's just like the general public area where everyone enters the airport, and I see Serena Williams standing there collecting her own bags off the turntable.
Ooh, see, I was immediately
Yeah.
going to poo-poo celebrity in an airport
Because that's where you expect to find
of
celebs.
course they'd
They're
be
traveling, they're in, they're out.
But you don't expect Serena Williams to get her own baggage.
Yeah.
How many bags were there?
Heaps and heaps of security too, but she was so relaxed. It wasn't like the security even seemed to be anywhere near her to
Right.
be placed to deter. And yeah, it
I
was
would have
insane.
thought
was
she had a
just
little
standing there.
bag boy run in, get the bag, quickly pick it up, get out of the way quickly.
No, she was amazing. She was a machine. She was just like there waiting for her own bag.
Well, that's a pretty good celeb spot. I think, you know what, that almost beats Harry Styles just because
I think so.
you've seen a celebrity doing a normal thing that celebrities probably don't do that much.
Yeah, so we're going to give it to Beck. That's the best celeb spot. Thanks for calling, guys. Luke, while we were on break, you had an incredibly awkward experience at a bar.
Yeah, I was on Friday night. My girlfriend Emily and I were out at a local bar near our house, just having a couple of drinks together, and we went to a less crowded bar in our area. Which is, I guess, appeals to a more older demographic than us.
Mhm.
We're about the youngest people in the bar.
So was this at Diamond City?
It was, yes, nearby.
Okay.
And we were at this bar. I think we were the youngest people, about 20 to 25 years in the bar.
Oh,
So
right.
feeling a little bit left out. There were some older tunes playing, but it was a good vibe. We were just sitting in a corner kind of
Was
chatting.
it like a
didn't
party
matter.
thing? Was like people dancing?
No,
or-
it was just random people would come. It was just oddly, there was no one really our age. It was a 40-plus bar. I
So
would
just all
say.
your parents' mates having a drink together?
Yeah, people our parents' age
Cool.
were there. Everyone was having a great time, and I guess it attracted the kind of people. It was a Friday night, so I think it attracted a few older singles.
A couple
the
of
bar.
divorcees.
Yeah,
Ready to
like-
get their boogie on.
Yeah, a few people kind of like having a boogie, maybe trying to meet some new people, stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
And I guess we were kind of we're trying not to judge people, but we're kind of looking around the bar, going, "Wow, like this is very
Anytime
strange."
anyone says, I was trying not to judge people,
Yes.
you know you're about to say something real mean.
Now, this is what happened. Have you ever been in a situation where you say something? So we're talking very loud over music, as you do in a bar situation. You're
Yeah.
often yelling at each other in a busy bar.
Mm-hmm.
Talking very loudly, the music cut off, and I said something incredibly awkward
What to know music?
to no music. Everyone in the bar heard me, stared at me, and then about 3 seconds of silence, Van Halen's Jump just started going, bum, bum, bum.
Jeez, that's
bum,
motivational.
bum, and then it was just, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
So I wanted
So did
to
you
recreate
say something about everyone else in the bar?
about every single person in the bar.
I was trying not to be judgmental, but I will yell
Well,
something
I didn't
about
think they'd
everyone.
hear it. It was loud at the time, and we were in a corner. So in
Just
order,
because they can't hear it doesn't mean you're not being mean.
I know. Well, I regret it now, but to kind of recreate the awkwardness and to give you and to people listening, to give you all some kind of feel of exactly what the situation was like, I've actually got radio mic button push here. It's going to fade up some bar chatter. We've got this is how it was kind of sounding.
Are you
going
to say what you actually said?
Yep.
Okay.
I will say what I said. So there's cool bar vibes, and then it just went silent. Is this what happens when your marriage fails? And then Emily just goes, finish your drink, let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here.
The song ends quite abruptly, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does. I wasn't
She
ready
doesn't
for
even
that.
finish her sentence. She's like, we're gonna set this house. Yeah, what are you gonna do to the house?
I don't know.
I'm
Got no
assuming
idea.
she was gonna say on fire.
But we'll
Perhaps
never
she
know.
learnt her lesson by the end of the song.
That's
she
true.
went, no, I'm not gonna do
Because
it anymore.
arson is quite irresponsible.
It is.
And
And bragging about it on radio, no.
it's just
No
snitching on
good.
yourself.
Yeah.
But what is responsible is supermarkets have gotten rid of plastic bags. They're in the process of getting rid of them forever.
It's big news. It's great news environmentally that all the big supermarkets are making the move to get rid of plastic bags for good.
Mhm.
And we think it's a great thing, except we have one issue with it that no one's talking about, Lewis.
And I think that it's going to start out as quite a small issue, but really, as this no plastic bag crisis goes on, it's going to become a giant issue.
People are gonna. Well, I just don't think people have thought ahead that far. Like people are like, "Yep, it's great for the environment." We agree,
Mm-hmm.
but what are we gonna do with all of our damp things?
What are we going to do with all of our moist stuff?
When you go to the beach, your
Hmm.
towel gets wet. What do you do
Well,
with the towel?
I put it in a plastic bag that I got from Coles, of
Yes.
course. Luke, you go out in
I'm
the
not going
rain.
to put it in the car. I'm not going
Mm.
to put it in my backpack because my backpack will become damp like the towel. I don't want a damp backpack.
Exactly.
I'm not throwing out my backpack. My backpack is not disposable like the Coles plastic bag is.
Luke, picture this. You
Hang on. Yeah,
You've
go.
you've just hung out the washing. You've got
Okay, that's pretty hard. I don't do my own washing.
Imagine in a theoretical universe,
Yes.
you've done
Where
the washing.
I'm not a child.
Yeah. And you're wearing socks.
Yep.
But then it starts to rain, so you run out, still wearing your socks, get everything off the line, you come back inside, damp socks. What are you going to do with your moist socks?
Pre-ban or post-plastic bag ban?
Pre-ban, what are you doing with them?
Put them straight in a plastic bag.
Post-ban.
Leave them out to dry at the back.
Post-ban, where those moist socks go.
Cry, come on radio, ask listeners for help, which is what we're doing. I don't know. Nothing.
Guys, we need you to call us 131060. What are we going to do with all of our moist things? Where are we going to put them?
What's Australia going to do with all our wet stuff? Our whole country's going to drown. We're going
It's going to turn into a giant wet island.
just like a big damp island where everything smells and it's a bit moldy.
I know.
We were previously putting it all in plastic bags and waiting for it to dry.
I mean, I have a backpack that actually has an insert within it that's waterproof, but it's specifically for swim gear.
We're already
So
getting calls.
my swim gear is fine.
Yeah.
But anything else that gets damp, what am I going to do?
So 131060, what should we do with our wet stuff, guys? We need your help. No one's thought about this. We need to solve this problem. 131060, what should we do when we can't have plastic bags? What about damp things? Give us a call. The new recent plastic bag ban has become a part of our lives now. They've brought it upon us quite suddenly. Woolworths have banned plastic bags 4 days ago, June 20th. Coles are still holding out for another 2 weeks.
Yes.
They're trying to get... I don't know, like all the plastic bag consumers in the world to shop at Coles for the next fortnight.
It is strange that they've delayed it. I mean, is that worth that much money to them?
Yes, maybe they didn't have any replacements ready. I'm not sure, but we realise it's great environmentally and we encourage the no plastic bag ban, obviously.
Overall, it's a great idea, except for one small thing, which I think will gradually turn into a massive issue, which is what are we going to do with our wet things?
Because that's what you put wet things in, is a little plastic bag. So say you come home from footy training. Oh, your footy boots are a bit wet. Whack them in a plastic bag.
Yeah.
All right. What about you come home from a friend's pool? Oh, my...
Your board
Take off
shorts.
your bathers or your board shorts or whatever. Whack
Put
them
them in a plastic bag. What if you're going to Coles pre-ban, you wear yourself in the middle of the fresh produce aisle.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you put your jeans? Plastic bag.
Hopefully in the bin. So we asked you guys on 131060, what are we doing? What are we doing now with our wet stuff? Can you guys help us out?
So, Luke, welcome to the show. What are we going to do with our wet stuff?
Man, I'll just bin my wet stuff. Like if I was coming home from footy training and I had wet socks and soggy and everything like that, and say the washing machine was full and couldn't do it, I'll just bin them, man. There's no point putting them somewhere and letting them stink out the house or anything like that.
That's true. You're a man of integrity, Luke.
So you're just
bin 'em.
gonna everything that gets wet in your life is just gonna become disposable from now on.
Not everything, but majority of everything. Yeah, man. Why not?
I reckon that might be more environmentally mean than plastic bags.
Yeah,
just throwing out socks every day.
Yes,
That's
that's
getting me clothes.
definitely worse for the environment. Just I would say, if Luke, just stock up on plastic bags, man. I think that's going to cost you a lot financially.
Yeah, that's it. I should stock up.
Thanks for calling, Luke. Kim, welcome to the show. What are we going to do with our moist things?
Use a dedicated bag just for wet stuff. So just have a
What bag though?
reusable
They've banned
cold-
them.
Well, what about the reusable ones you can get? They cost $2.
Because they're fabric, and say if you get like a bit muddy. So I'm just using footy boots as an example
You
here.
can stick them in the washing machine as well and hang them out to dry.
However, Kim, what if you're out at the beach, you go for a swim, your clothes get wet,
You don't have a washing machine with
And-
you in the car,
and then
and a plumbing system set up to your car.
and then if you put your wet stuff in your cloth bag, where do you put your moist cloth bag? Plastic bag? No.
If it's that big of an issue, they do still sell garbage bags. They're plastic.
That's true. Or Glad wrap.
That's true. There's
Yeah.
actually a lot more plastic. But I think that what we're trying to achieve here is a no plastic world, but still dealing with moist things.
A zero
you-
plastic,
You can
quite
put
dry.
them in. You can still put them in a cloth bag and just chuck it all in the boot.
Yeah, but then your cloth
I do
bag
that.
Kim,
Then you're
gonna
becomes
have a
another
moist-
wet thing. And then
Kim-
we just start accumulating wet things. And then where are you going to put your wet cloth bag?
I
You
don't
hang
think
them out to dry, like how you do with any washing.
Kim, I don't think you're taking this problem seriously. You're going to end up with a moist boot.
Then your car's going to be moist. And then what are you going to do with your moist car? Then you're going to make the road moist.
There's no
I'm
bag. There's
telling
no
you,
bag big enough for a
Australia's
car.
Australia's going to become this big moist country. People are going to come in here and step over the plane and be like, oh, what have they got going on here? We should have got some
Things
plastic
dry.
bags.
It
Guys,
won't be the end of the world.
I kind of think Kim's right. I've got a solution. Give me that scenario that you gave me before. I think I've got the final solution.
Okay, look, imagine
Yeah.
in a parallel universe somewhere you have done the washing and hung it out on the line.
Yep.
However, in this parallel universe, Coles has also banned plastic
Yep.
bags. So you're in a plastic bag world.
Yep.
You run out, you're wearing socks, your socks get moist, you
Yep.
come back in the house. Where do the socks go?
I whack him in front of the heater.
Mhm.
Problem solved.
He's done it.
Yeah,
He's
I
done
mean, it was
Problem
pretty much
solved.
Kim's idea.
Guys.
Kim suggested whacking a fabric bag in front of the heater, but I've cut out the middleman. Just whack the socks out there. Leave the fabric bag for dry things.
Okay,
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that.
please turn that applause off. Luke, what if you're not at home and you don't have a heater?
You're going to be wet, and so are your socks.
We are playing this. He might be 10.
She might be 20,
He might be 1.
but probably not. We'll guess your age. We'll guess your age. 13, 10, 60, the age game.
That's right. We're playing the age game today, and because we figured out that the name game, which we have been playing, is just too easy. We
Well, it
guess
shouldn't
too many
be.
names, even though it shouldn't be. We just figured out that obviously names do have personalities attached to them.
Yeah.
So we're going to see if ages can be guessed with 3 kind of unrelated questions.
We're switching it up today, and we'll be playing as a team. We have 1 caller and 1 chance only to guess this person's age. Otherwise, it is a fail, and I guess we try again next week. The chances of guessing someone's age, I realised, are about, what's the average lifespan? About 85?
Yeah, around 85.
Yeah, so it's
90.
about 1 in 85, and you could probably rule out the first 5 years because I don't think those people know how to use a phone.
And do you think that we're getting much of the 80-year-old market, or are they all on 3AW?
Yeah, that's true. So I don't think they're playing the age game either.
Okay, so I think that we're probably playing in the range of like 1 to 60,
Yeah.
maybe, if it's like a really cool grandma who listens to the Fox. So, Courtney, welcome to the show. Do not say your age, even if you're a cool
I will.
grandma.
Are you a cool grandma? Oh, no, wait,
No, don't.
wait, stop.
Don't answer
Stop,
that.
everyone. Oh, was that our first question? We've mucked it up. I'm
You
sorry.
just asked another question. You just asked, was that our first question? Mate, what are you doing? You're just burning questions.
No, I didn't. I asked that to you. I
Okay,
didn't ask
all right,
that to
that's fair
Courtney.
enough.
So I have burnt 1 question. We get 3 questions to ask you, Courtney. I'm sorry. I've done it again, and I've blown the first one. I guess
You suck
We'll
at
have to
all of these
answer it.
guessing games.
I got excited. Courtney, are you a cool grandma?
No, I'm not.
I should have asked if she's a grandma or not because, like,
She
she
could
could
be an
still be a
uncool
grandma,
grandma.
but an uncool one. But
Well, should we, Courtney?
don't ask again.
Are you a regular or uncool grandma?
What a waste of a
No, I'm not a grandma, period.
Okay. Damn, we've just used 2 questions.
Now, one thing that
Well,
there
now-
are young grandmas.
Now, Luke, we had 3 questions.
Now
We just
there's
burnt
one
2.
left.
Now we need to decide which question we're
I
going to
think
use
I've
on Courtney.
Got one. So Courtney sounds quite youthful. I think we can detect from her voice.
Well, we didn't really even need to ask that. We could just
No.
tell by the sound of her voice.
Yeah, I think
Burn 2 questions
I
on
don't
that.
think 2 grandma-based questions was the way to go in hindsight.
Well, it's all right. This is the first time playing this game.
I
We're
have
still learning.
one that I think will really determine if she is properly youthful or
Mm-hmm.
not. Are you happy to trust me on this one? I haven't run it by you before the show.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I should trust you. You've burnt 1.
Do you have a question?
I already asked it about the grandma and it didn't turn
Okay.
out well, so maybe we'll just give it to you.
Okay, this one is a gauge of is Courtney a youthful person, and I think judging by her answer, we should be able to guess her age correctly.
Okay, go for it.
Courtney, do you know who Soldier Boy is?
Yes, I do.
So she's
I'm
similar age
thinking-
to us, because I was in grade
Yeah.
6 when I was doing the Soldier Boy dance.
Yeah, my little brother was doing that, and he's 21. I'm 24, so I know who Soldier Boy is. I reckon she's probably under 26.
Yes.
So
Are we floating in the range of 20 to 26?
Yeah, I think around that area. Do you want to leave it to me? I think I feel pretty good about this.
You know what? You've got 2 in a row.
Mhm.
Happy for you to go for the trifecta.
Okay.
Wait.
Cool.
What are you thinking?
Well, you'll find.
Can
out.
you? Well, no. Okay, this
I'm
isn't
thinking-
a guess. Can you
okay.
just tell me? This isn't your official guess. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking 23 because it's in the middle of 23 and 26.
That's a good call.
Mm.
And as a 23-year-old, I would not be a cool grandma. I would
Mhm.
not be a grandma, and I would also know who Soldier Boy is. Lock
Right.
in 23, Courtney.
No, I'm not. I'm 20.
20. We were in the same.
We were in the ballpark
We
though.
were.
We got to in the zone.
Close.
Well, at least we know that you're not a grandma, cool or uncool. That's pretty good to know.
Yeah. How much of a
That's
Soldier
fine.
Boy fan are you, Courtney?
I wouldn't say too much.
Yeah,
but
no one is.
Not anymore, anyway.
No.
Everyone's forgotten that dance.
Yes. Well, thank you very much for playing, Courtney. Obviously, you're a 20-year-old. You sound as 20 as ever. You sound no day over 20 because you're 20.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for calling, Courtney. We're going to be playing this again next week. We're going to give it a go, and hopefully we won't burn the first 2 questions. But hey, we'll see. Luke might blurt something out.
Thanks, guys.
All good. Guys, I've been on a cruise for the last 10 days. I missed last week's show, but I am back. And
It's great to have you back on land.
Yes, and it's good to be back with you and our button pusher radio Mike. It's good to be with you, man.
Thank you. Thanks for having me back as well.
No worries. Well,
You were lucky you got invited back.
yeah,
We-
well, a couple of people are busy, so
yeah. Had a bit of a chat about it.
yeah. But you'll be here for at least maybe 2 weeks. But after then,
I
we'll
like
see.
that he still doesn't know if we're joking or not.
Now, I went on the cruise for 10 days, and I just wanted to tell you something, Radio Mike. You're our button push of the show. I was just wondering, I had a question for you. Have you lost your sunglasses recently?
I actually have. How'd you know?
Did you know?
Did you take them on the cruise? I was looking for them all week. I asked my mum and she yelled at me. She said, "You always lose all your stuff."
Well, Mike, I have a bit of a confession to make. You left on the last time we did our show. You left your
What a
sunglasses.
dumb prank.
You left your sunglasses on the panel, so I thought, oh, this will be funny. I'll take them on the cruise. I'll wear them. I'll take photos, and I'll post all of these on the Luke and Lewis Instagram. I've got heaps of photos of me and your sunglasses just hanging out. And what I've also done, how do you feel about that? How long were you
Your
looking for?
sunglasses have gone on a holiday.
So I literally today, like for the past week, every day I've been like, "Mum, where are my sunglasses?" She's like, "You're always losing your stuff. I'm not helping you look." And now this is great because now I can tell her where they are.
Were you going to
They've
buy
been
new
to
ones?
I had another pair, but they're not as cool.
Did your mum? Did your mum say, "Oh, perhaps check behind your cupboard"? Oh, have you checked New Caledonia?
She didn't.
No, well, it's just that. Well, what I have here, Mike, is I didn't want you to feel left out on what happened on the cruise with your sunglasses, so I was recording the whole time I was on the cruise, and this is what me and your sunglasses got up to. Oh, wow, Radio Mike's sunglasses. Look how big the cruise ship is. Isn't our cabin amazing, Radio Mike sunglasses? Just look at the view on our balcony. I know, I'm speechless too.
Land ho!
Oh, beautiful! We made it to Mystery Island in New Caledonia. Isn't the sand amazing, Radio Mike sunglasses? And the sun is so bright. It's a good thing I can wear you on my face. I'm so glad I took you from Mike without asking permission, and I'm sure he will also agree. Well, Radio Mike sunglasses, that's the end of our trip. We've got so many memories we can look back on to enjoy later. Oh no! I dropped Radio Mike's sunglasses on the ground and now they're broken. That was irresponsible. I probably should have looked after them, but I didn't. And now they're broken. But you know what? That's okay, because it doesn't matter how many sunglasses get broken on the trip. What really matters are the friends you make along the way. Sorry, mate. I broke your sunnies.
I can see.
I sat on them and the whole arm broke off and I tried to fix it, but they're just ruined. But I wasn't planning on doing that. And I feel kind of bad about it, but I brought him back. There you go, man.
You brought back half of his sunglasses, three quarters.
I can't wear these.
Well, no, but I think what I was saying in the sketch, it doesn't matter how many sunnies get broken. It's the friends you make along the way.
Yeah, but now you're returning your friend to Mike.
No, I didn't make friends with well, actually, I didn't make any friends on the cruise either, so this was just...
So, you literally achieved nothing. You just stole his sunglasses, broke them, made no friends, and then thought it'd be funny to tell him on the radio.
Oh, it was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
So, there you go, man. You're welcome.
Thanks, man. Can you buy me a new pair, or?
Well, no. I've spent all my money on the cruise.
How much? How expensive were they?
I don't know, like $20 or something.
Oh, thank God. I thought they were expensive. I'll buy a new pair.
Okay. Thanks, man.
All right.
Also, Mystery Islands in Vanuatu, not New Caledonia. That was the only problem I had with the sketch. Just Googled it then.
Do you have a problem with me breaking Mike's sunnies?
No, that's fine.
I've been away for the last 10 days on a cruise, but what I did do before I left is agree to an opportunity that I then couldn't show up to, and you just had to go.
We both got asked by the radio station. Fox was helping Universal Pictures host the Jurassic World movie premiere last weekend at Crown.
Yep.
And it was quite a big event, huge cinemas. I think well over the 600 mark of people attending this movie premiere. It's quite a big deal for the company, and we were asked to host the premiere. They're like, you guys are a new show.
Yep.
You guys do a lot of public speaking and stuff. We think you'd be great for the job. And we
so
both
of course
said,
I agreed straight away. I was
yes.
like, yes, of course I can do that.
And then we realized Lewis had a cruise. Well, you didn't realize until the last minute.
Well, yeah, you had no opportunity to realize.
Yep.
I should have known about that, but I didn't. I found out about a couple of days beforehand. I'm like, oh,
Yep.
no, I can't do that. I'm going on a cruise.
So what happened was the company was like, well, Luke, are you still up for doing it by yourself? And I was a bit like, oh, yeah. And I guess I was painted into a corner a little bit. And I went, yep, I'm happy to represent the show.
And
I guess
you kind of went in as an ambassador for the Luke and Lewis show.
And
you represented us and me as well. And I hope you kept up our esteemed reputation that we do have here at the company.
Well, I had to actually say, that's how I started So you get up before in the movie center, you get up with a microphone. I'm standing up in front of about 400 people. And I'm like, hi guys, my name's Luke. I'm from the Luke and Lewis show on Sunday nights on Fox FM.
Yep.
And already I've dropped our name. So people know that, okay, great, he's representing the show. Yep. And I wouldn't want our reputation to be tarnished on my behalf. That's the last thing I'd want for the show.
We have such a good reputation. We're like, oh, those are the guys that guessed the names.
Yes, but there was an idea for a joke that came up in the planning meeting of this event. So they were like, hey, you do a bit of comedy, make it funny. Try and make it funny, entertaining. And I was like, can do. And
Can ya?
One question that they wanted me to ask, firstly, I got up there and I forgot the name of the film. So I wasn't off to a great start.
That's already damaged our reputation.
And then I was kind of looked at the lady at Universal Pictures like for a bit of help. Like, I'm like, oh, thanks for coming out to the...
Wasn't it everywhere on the walls?
Well, yeah. She points to me like, just look behind you. It's on the huge cinema screen. So I read it. I was like, thanks for coming out to, the movie premiere of, and then I turned around and I was like, Jurassic World, The Fallen Kingdom.
It's like the only movie about dinosaurs. Like, it'd either be that or Ice Age.
I thought it was like... Yeah, it's true. Like, I didn't say Ice Age. And backed it up with a Sid the Sloth impression. So... I went up there, right, and there was one thing they wanted me to ask the audience to get a bit of crowd participation in was because it was the 25th anniversary of the original Jurassic Park film. They wanted me to ask the audience, where does anyone remember where they were when they first watched the original film? And that was my question, right?
Well, people would have had to be kind of at least 40 to remember what they were doing when they saw the film.
In the planning meeting, a guy from the company, from the promotions department went, oh, where were you? And I replied very sheepishly with a testicle joke.
Yeah.
And now this is a warning. We've got a bit of audio from the night. If you've got little ears in the car, any kids, maybe come back in 5 minutes. If you've got children in the car, otherwise, enjoy the ride. So I said to the guy, I was like, I was planning, I said, I was in my dad's ball sack. Because I wasn't alive. And that's, it's a pretty good joke. I'm 21 years old.
Yeah,
wasn't around 25 years ago.
It's definitely a joke.
It's not a great joke, and I guess it's not one. And you know what? You're on a cruise. You're in the middle of the ocean.
You're representing our show, and you're like, oh, you know what'll do Lewis proud?
Yeah.
A nutsack joke.
Yeah. I ran it by James, our producer, and he went, maybe give that one a miss, because it's a huge event. There's clients of the company, all the bosses are there, everyone from Universal Pictures is there.
Hang on.
It's quite a star-studded event.
How long between the planning meeting where you thought of the ballsack joke and then actually doing it did you have?
48 hours to consider.
48 hours to consider, and you were like, I won't do it.
I recorded me doing it, and this is how it went. Does anyone remember where they were when the first film was released? No. We had some stories in the last cinema. People had some tales. I was in my dad's ball sack. I was extinct. Did you hear me back it up with trying to attempt to cover it up with the dinosaur joke. I went, I was extinct. And then I pointed to a dinosaur that was on the screen behind me.
Not only did people not laugh, Mike, can you play it again? You can hear disgruntled talking. People going. Play it again.
Does anyone remember where they were when the first film was released? No.
Listen to the audience.
The last cinema, people had some tales. I was in my dad's ball sack.
Oh, I didn't like that. That wasn't very... That's what they said. People were looking at each other going, I didn't come here for ballsack jokes. I came here for dinosaur eggs.
You know that one laugh that you hear?
Yeah.
It was my mate who was my +1.
Well, at least he's got a good view of our show.
How did I go at representing the show?
I'd say that's our show.
Yeah,
well done, mate. Very,
pretty
very
much
good
sums
job.
it up, everyone. Great job, team.
Good job. All right, cool.
I don't think we'll get invited back.
We want a tandem bicycle. We want a tandem bike. We want our boss to pay for it. Yeah, that is what we'd like.
You're welcome, guys. Best opener we've ever done. A lot of good singing went into that one. And guys, we're happy to report that we finally, after I'd say almost months of work,
About 2 months,
tracked down an actual tandem bike, and we have it in the studio here with us.
We are standing here with the tandem bike. Now, for those who are new to the show, haven't caught up in a while, here's what's happened. 2 months ago, the radio station bought, they're all rebranded. I'm not sure if they bought new ones, but they got a bunch of new Fox-branded Jeeps called Black Thunders. They're
For some reason.
big cars that drive around. You might have seen them at shopping centres, different events, maybe at the beach at St Kilda, driving around, promoting the radio station. And each car had a different radio station. So one was radio show. One car was the Hughesy and Kate car, one car was the Carrie and Tommy car, and one car was the breakfast show Fifi, Fev and Byron.
Yes.
We thought, hey Fox, where's the Luke and Lewis Jeep?
We got slighted. We didn't get a Jeep. We didn't even get a mode of transport. So we thought that we would go out and buy a tandem bike, because we don't deserve a Jeep. We understand that. Not even a second-hand one.
Yes.
We thought maybe we could do with a tandem bike. We got a $100 budget from the boss, plus $10 GST.
Yes, and I guess we should explain the story of how we came across the bike, because I think the last time we spoke about it on the show, we were going to buy a kid's Princess tandem bike.
Because you can't buy a tandem bike for $110.
Well, yes, that's what we thought. We're like, there's no way we're going to be able to get a tandem bike for this budget, but we've managed to get one, and it's in the studio. Now, it's actually, we didn't buy this tandem bike. It's actually, we have a guy who does videos for our show, a digital guy, Todd.
Yes.
We call him Tripod Todd on the show because he knows his way around a tripod.
Come in, mate.
Todd, welcome to the studio. He's just coming in now.
Thank you.
This is actually your dad's tandem bike.
Yes, it is.
And this is how it happened.
Mate,
so it was
we have been hunting for a tandem bike, and you have been trying to help us find a tandem bike for 2 months.
Yep.
We've been looking on the Trading Post, on eBay, Gumtree, everywhere. You've had a tandem bike sitting in your garage for free the whole time.
This is what happened.
Yes.
So we were driving home from the radio show 2 weeks ago, and I was like, oh, man, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get this tandem bike. You know, we're having a lot of trouble. And he goes, yeah, I know. And he goes, oh, I guess we could just use mine. And I went, what? He goes, yeah. He goes, yeah, I've got a tandem bike. And I went, we've been searching for 6 weeks. I've seen you on Gumtree helping us look after the show.
You've been working. That's not even your job. We've been like, don't worry about videos. Get us a tandem bike. And you're like, I'll go on Gumtree instead of my own house.
You're like, oh, I won't check my garage because I know I own one. So explain, why didn't you bring this up earlier?
Well, I was just watching you all and like having so much excitement, and like you were kind of building it up quite a bit. In like just trying to find.
Yes, because we
like,
desperately needed a
really
tandem
wanted
bike.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just wanted to.
So you didn't want to.
You see that through.
You didn't want to disrupt the journey by handing us one on a platter.
So you just watched us struggle. So you're a sociopath. Bloody sociopath. Todd.
But at the time, he goes, "Nah, I'm pretty sure I told ya." So I called Lewis. I was like, "Hey, Lewis," I got him on speakerphone. I was like, "Did Todd tell you that he has a tandem bike?" And he went, "No." So then we got Mike. Added Mike to the call. Radio bike and battle. I'm like, "Hey," he goes, "I think I sold someone." And I'm like, "Mike, did Todd tell you?" He goes, "No. Todd didn't tell me." We had our producer James. I'm like, "Did Todd tell you about that he owns a tandem bike?" Producer James goes, "No. You didn't tell anyone. You told someone in your head. You kept this secret." Anyway, the good news is we've got one now.
We've got a tandem bike.
Yeah, we've got a tandem bike. So thank you very much to
good.
Tripod Todd and his dad for lending it to us. Well, I mean, the plan was owning one. How are we going about this? When do we have to return it by? How long do we have it for?
You've really got it for as long as you want. It does
doesn't
not,
get
it does
a lot
not
of
get
use.
used that much.
It looks like it has been collecting a bit of dust. But before the show, we actually decorated the Tandem Bike. We wanted to pimp our bike. We've put Luke and Lewis cardboard branding.
Yes, because we don't have much of a budget. We've only got $100.
No.
We spent $10 on some streamers for the handlebars. That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
me and Todd went to a bike shop before the show, and I was like, "Hey man, do you have any pink colourful streamers?" And he went, "Yeah man, no worries. You guys can just take them." And he was making it like he was just giving it to us.
Yeah.
He goes, "Yeah, and that'll be like $10." And I was like, "Mate, it's pieces of paper. Like 20 cents I would have been. Yeah, that's a good deal." But
Hey, we didn't have to pay for the Tandem Bike. What are we
And
going to do with the
we've
extra
also
$100? Are
named
we
it.
just going to pocket that?
oh, I think we just invoice AB for decoration costs.
Yeah, true. I mean, we went. That'll be the labour. We'll
Yeah.
split the $50.
I spent
get a
$90 on
Palmer.
that cardboard. And we've also called it's a silver tandem bike.
Yeah.
And we've called it the Silver Fox instead of the
Yeah.
Jeeps are called Black Thunders. Pretty clever name. It's
Yeah.
a silver bike. We're on the radio station Fox.
So
Silver
we're gonna post a couple of photos on Instagram of our Tandem Bike, maybe in a video of us riding, because we haven't even ridden the thing yet.
Yes. Oh, well, after the break, we will briefly discuss. We do want to lay ourselves a challenge of how we can compete with the Jeeps at the company.
Well, yeah, I think with this Tandem Bike, we can easily upstage a Jeep. So that's what we're going to do. That brings us to the end of the show, but we have our Tandem Bike sitting in the studio here, and what we need to do, it's branded for our show. It's our official mode of transport for the show.
We've called it the Silver Fox. We're trying to compete with the Black Thunder Jeeps that this station has bought the company, which go out to shopping centres, beaches, public places to promote the radio station.
Yeah, so what we've done is we've got their schedule, the Black Thunder schedule. We're going to go to wherever their next promotional stop is. I think they've got one coming up where they have to give out just cans of Coke and stuff. I reckon we'll rock up unannounced in the Tandem Bike, and we'll just see if we can hand out more cans.
We'll see, because the whole goal of these promotional teams is to try and create a great vibe around the brand, a pump and vibe, Fox is the best and stuff.
We can out-vibe them.
Let's just try and out-vibe them with the Luke and Lewis Silver Fox. Let's rock up. So we'll rock up with our helmets on, quickly take our helmets off, put the bike stand down. That'll look cool, I think.
That will look cool.
Then we'll try and do a cool dismount off the tandem bike
we need
together.
to do a synchronized dismount.
Yes,
where
it
both
shows
of our legs
authority
get off.
and strength.
I mean, that'll really intimidate the guy because you can't really synchronize get out of a Jeep.
Yeah.
But a Tandem Bike, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and people will see us coming because we've got two bells on the front. I'll give it a bit of a ring.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that is quite a bell.
Yeah,
That's
so people
better
hear
than a
us
Jeep
coming
horn.
from, I was about to say a mile away, from about
Couple
20
meters.
to 30 meters away, and we'll really make an entrance, I feel. So I
Yep.
guess during the week, we're going to go out and really try and show
just
up the
upstage
other...
it.
Let's try and upstage it. Let's push the Fox brand.
We're going to out-vibe those Jeeps.
People will be like, oh my God, like, Husey and Kate van will be out there and they'll be doing great work. But people are like, oh, who's this Luke and Lewis show with the cardboard sign? And we'll be like, hey, Sunday nights.
That's where it's at.
We don't have the budget, but we got the vibe.
That's right. That's no money, but many vibes.
So I guess
That's
we'll
our
report
show.
on that next week.
Yep. So thanks for listening, guys. If you want to catch up on the show, you can check us out on the podcast. Just search us on the internet or all of our social media if you want to see pictures of the bike and Mike's broken sunnies. Sorry about that, mate. But we'll see you guys next Sunday. It's Luke and Lewis on the Fox.
Luke and Lewis on 1019 The Fox.